What up, boys? In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the exact trade setup that I used to make over $276 on this Bitcoin short position. Super simple. A plus, textbook, this, that, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? But at the end of the day, all that I'm doing is pairing my understanding of lower time frame smart money concepts, which are, fair value gaps, breaks of structure, CISD, blah, 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 right? All your lower time frame confluences with your higher time frame time fractals. And if you don't know what I mean, I'm going to be showing you exactly what I mean in this video. So we're going to go head over to TradingView and we're going to look at the 90-minute time frame. Now you hear the 90-minute time frame, you're like, what the fuck? Why are you using the 90-minute? Well, the 90-minute is the fractal of the 6-hour, right? And why do I use the 6-hour and not the 4-hour? Well, the 6-hour is the fractal of the daily candle, right? So all that I'm doing is taking my understanding of a daily candle, right, and fractalizing it into 4. Why am I fractalizing it into 4 sections? Well, because when you look at your chart at the top, you see either open, high, low, close, or open, low, high, close, right? And those are the two things that a candle can do. It's either going to open low and make a bullish candle or open high and make a bearish candle. So understanding that our daily candle is made up of 4 fractals, which is what? 24 divided by 4 gives us 6, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 6-hour candles, right? And then within these 6-hour candles, right, we have our own fractal, right? So again, within each 6, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and which those fractals are going to be are 90 minutes, right? Because when you divide 6 hours by 4, it gives you 90 minutes. So just quick little breakdown on that alone, right? What fractals are. And now I'm going to show you how you can use them. So when I come to the chart, and obviously I'm going to head into replay mode because I'm going to be showing you the 12:30 example from last night. What do we see? Right? Well, on the 90-minute time frame, we see a lot of wicks at the top, right? A lot of top heavy wicks showing you soakage or absorption from above, meaning that buyers tried to push price up, and as we retested this level here, we were failing to gap or break above that level. Right, so I can understand that we're starting to swing or starting to fail off of this zone. Right, from there, I can go to the lower time frames and wait for our 90-minute candle open. Right, so our 90-minute candle open when we're looking at it at night is 11, right, which is the third 90 of this first 6, right, and then you have 12:30, which is the fourth 90-minute candle of the first 6, of the new daily candle that opens at 8 p.m. So all that I was doing was waiting for 12:30 to open, right? And waiting for us to get the open high, right? Because if I wanted to take the short and our thesis going into that higher time frame or going into that fourth 90-minute candle was that we were swinging and we were failing to break above or failing to gap above this level, right? Well, then we want to look for the open high with our time fractal open at 12:30, right? And look for some sort of entry model within that time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 5-minute here, and I'm going to use our vertical line, and I'm going to mark out 12:30, right? And then all that we want to see is this next 12:30 candle open high into some sort of gap, some sort of imbalance, right? And as we can see here on the 5-minute, we have that 5-minute gap there, as well as another 5-minute gap right here, right? And looking at price at this point in time, there's not really any gaps up. Again, no gaps up. We had our gap up here, but then from there, all that we have done is put in bearish structure. High, we have a lower high and another lower high. We are not putting in higher highs, right? So from there, all that we were waiting for, and we can go to the 1-minute now, all that we were waiting for was that 12:30 candle to open up into one of these gaps and also into our Fibonacci, right? Take our fib from our displacing move down, from our high to our low of the move that is creating gaps, right? You could see gap, 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 right? You could clearly see that this is our displacing move. And all that we're waiting to see is for price to pull up into that level, right? And take our short position. And boom, right? With that new open, I'm going to move this over. With that new open, you can see we played up perfectly into our golden pocket, perfectly into our unfilled 5-minute bearish fair value gap. And then what we did off of that level was gap down. Now, obviously, right, and we can go back to the chart here. Obviously, I took the initial entry right as we pulled down off of that 12:30 open, right? So 12:30 did the open high, which you can see I have marked out here. And then I entered as soon as we pushed back down And then once we gave that secondary pullback up again, right here, this is where I added to my position, right? And then all that I did was target these unfilled gaps down here, right? TP1, TP2 as we broke through and retested the underside. And that was that, right? We literally dumped all freaking day and ended up continuing to dump down. So that's it. All that I did was catch the accumulation and the manipulation move up with the new fractal open at 1230, right? And then that was the top, right? Bitcoin has yet to revisit that level since then. But all that I'm doing is pairing our lower time frame smart money confluences, right? 5-minute bearish fair value gap, right? A golden pocket of our Fibonacci, which if you don't know is the 6.5 and the 6.18, right? Pairing that understanding with our time fractal with the open high that we are given. And then obviously now we can delete all the drawings and look back at the chart and look at how that 90-minute candle ended up looking, right? We caught the open high of the 90-minute and boom, we came down and swept out all of our trendline liquidity. But that's it. Super simple. If you already understand fair value gaps and breaks of structure and, ICT, SMC concepts, well, then once you can pair your understanding of time fractal and where volume actually enters the market, it makes the game so much freaking easier. So if you're not already in the free Discord, if you're not already on BitUnix, first link in my bio, join up. I got nothing to sell you, but I do trade live and I do free signals. So make sure you're in there and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.